A colossal battle between opposing fleets will soon unfold here amongst the waters of the East China Sea. The residents of these islands will shortly bear witness to the thunder and flash of combat, and only one team will sail away victorious. This is Sleeping Giant. Sleeping Giant is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 4 cap points running from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, C and D are on the right. In this iteration, both teams' spawns have moved from a central position to a north and southwestern spawn position, offering a wealth of new strategies for teams to execute. Cap A on the left is fraught with danger, shifted from its previous position inside the Thunderdome to being centered on the tip of the island on the 1-2 line. A daring destroyer player can hug the island to take the cap quickly, but will face a treacherous journey to escape afterwards. In the center, Capture Area B is just as perilous. Completely open with plenty of spaces for radar cruisers to hide nearby without being spotted, it's commonly left uncaptured until the mid and late game. Caps C and D on the right provide an intriguing choice to teams. Pick up just their home cap, deploying radar and kiting ships to protect it, or risk it all on a push down the 9-10 line to gain control over both caps and the potential win. Sleeping Giant has a long history in KotS since its return in KotS 13. Many tightly contested and challenging matches have been fought on this map, which begs the question, who will be the victor this time? 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Sleeping Giant.
And by time to play, they mean time to play, as we already underway. Green team on spawn here on Sleeping Giant will be MOYAI. Running Bungo, Des Moines, Moscow, Minotaur, Utrecht, Summers. Sorry, my Twitch chat overlay caught across the Des Moines name really badly there. Alright, meanwhile, in red in the southern spawn, we're going to be running Bungo, Des Moines, Moscow, Minotaur, Haruguma, Summers, Delny, Gdansk. Not really going to have enough time to go over the build, so let's just quickly dive to the initial deployment straight away. Summers and Des Moines going to have that smoke radar combination over at A. We're going to have the Moskva manning either side of this. We'll have radar control over both A and B. Summers, Minotaur, and Utrecht will likely link up and start trying to get a push down here. We'll have Moskva with the radar island positioning there. Double Bungo here and here can potentially do a double push down there. Meanwhile, for the red team of TWA, Delny with the initial dive. Then we have Haru Des Moines as their smoke screen, going to try and, work their way up there, hold this, etc., etc. Moscow with radar control. Gdansk, we saw the trap play previously. Not sure if they're going to try and run it again. Summers will head over here. We'll eventually pair up with the Minotaur. And again, try and fight this entire area with a smoke radar combo. Moscow will man either here or here, and eventually be able to get some sort of push going on. We do see the initial radars coming out early on. I mean, they spot the Delny behind the island, but there's not really much they can do about it. This Delny is just going to park up there and be able to run off there when he wants. And as soon as he takes his cap, he'll be able to fly out here, spot this Des Moines, and then all of this will be able to get on top of him. So here we go, let's watch. Yeah, Summers wisely already dropping that smoke screen. They knew what was coming. TWA's trap play once again. We see the Gdansk jumping out onto the Summers. Not quite as much damage as Rain took, losing the entire Kleber, but denying the C cap briefly. Are they going to be able to get the Moskva in position for a second radar to force him out? They might be able to, No, Moskva not quite far enough forward. This torpedo timing is quite disgusting, though. Hydro not up. Summers at risk, Minotaur at risk, Utrecht not so much, he's got enough screening. Summers turns out, does not collect the top, and Minotaur has a nice little gap pre-made for him. Utrecht turns, dodges, he's fine. Meanwhile, nothing much to write home about right now. TWA ticking away on 2 caps. MOYAI only able to snag 1. They were able to snag the 1 though. Little radar clash happening between the Gdansk and the Summers here. Minotauran just behind. Summers and Marcello are going to be taking a bit of a pounding here. He's going to eat this full duration Minotaur radar as well. Big hits onto the Moskva of MOYAI. Was that just torps? I think it was. Minotaur radar comes out in return. This is all going to be turning the focus fire towards the Summers of LH Gamer. Marcello did get out. But now the Summers has to eat a full duration Minotaur radar of his own at the hands of Gdansk Minotaur. And Gdansk has a smoke screen ready to go too. And they can't even see the Minotaur in Gdansk because the Summers is forced back into his own smoke. He's reversing back, but he is going down. First blood going over to TWA. And now this Utrecht and Minotaur have zero vision outside of their own smoke. And the bungo. It's a heavy commit. 4 ships with no vision on there. Mine doing a bit of farming onto Anleitung's Moskva. Anleitung's Moskva being farmed has never ever happened in the history of King of the Sea ever. Death, taxes, and Anleit being farmed. Well, a little bit of radar trading over on the 1 line here. Resets in on that Summers, whittling away his HP a little bit too. Yeah, someone's being turbo bullied around that island. Delny have forward into Dawn's in an interesting position. Might potentially be looking for a Moscow YOLO at some point. TWA Summers picked off by a bungo. I guess he got caught in this Minotaur radar. Well, in return, yeah, damage heading down on Azil. That's a good pick. That's a good pick for MOYAI. should equalise the smoke advantage anyway. And spotting too. Although the Gdansk can just be the new smoke bot for the Minotaur. Because I have 2 smokes remaining. But MOYAI have lost their summers to, you know, Moscow Radar. So it's all balancing out now. Although KotS in his Domain is looking like he's taking a bit of a battering. But MOYAI's Domain is also taking a battering. So it's all balancing out. It's all balancing out. But it's kind of balancing out more heavily in favour of TWA, as things generally tend to do. Yeah, MOYAI's Domain looks like it's going to go down here. They're going to be able to get the trade for KotS, though. Yeah, they do get the trade for KotS. Well, that TWA is still up 1 ship. Up 2 caps to 1. Up 250 points. 350, actually.
The enemy is about to win.
Moscow Radar comes out from Source. Spots the Delny, spots the Moskva, spots the Haragumo, but he's not really in much of a position to fight any of them. As forward under the dawn and his Delny makes his way into the B cap to contest this. Flash of the Minotaurs once again over on the 910 line. Zill looking incredibly low. See if we get this damage down onto Gdansk. Gdansk does not have the smoke ready for 24 seconds. But there are like 6 other ships trying to kill this Minotaur before he goes down. And that will pop him. Zill goes down as Minotaur at the hands of Points Moskva. They're going to go in Utrecht, desperately trying to take out the Gdansk before he gets dark again. But the Gdansk gets relit. But Utrecht's going to be suffering for all of this too. Kinnymod goes down on the map border. Bungo shot. But the Utrecht goes down for it. There's a lot of 1-for-1 trading, and all this 1-for-1 trading is definitely in favour of TWA. Especially with 30 seconds left on the clock and no way into any of the caps for MOYAI. Well, they can get into B, but that's not really going to be enough. $18 seconds left on the board. TWA looking to take map number 1 here in the grand final of EU King of the C18. Well, that was game number 1 of our best of 5. TWA being TWA. A couple of mistakes here and there, though. Did get a couple of their ships picked off, showing they're not invincible. Right, what's map number 2? Hotspot. A spot of hotness. Okay, let's have a look here. In the meantime, let's see if we can figure out who will be heading to the other qualification game. No, I don't want to leave the training battle, thank you very much. Alright, plans. NTT versus OSS is one of the qualifier games. ERA versus GPM is the other qualifier game. Loser of that drops down to this bracket here. Meanwhile, we have all of these teams vying for that last slot as well. So we will have one qualification round happening at the same time as our grand finals. And the rest of these games, I believe, are played during the week. Yeah, so these games all happen at the same time as these. And these two games will be happening on Wednesday. Well, these 4 games will happen on Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be around to cast those. Just, you know. Alright, back to our actual, regularly scheduled series. The grand final of EU King of the Sea. Map number 2 will be Hotspot. Reminder of our picks and bans. Those. And have a map video. Go.
Amidst the treacherous islands and turbulent waters of the South Pacific lies an archipelago that will soon become the stage for an epic confrontation between enemy fleets. These scenic islands will reverberate with the clashing of steel and the roar of naval artillery that can only be matched by the volcano that looms over the area. This is Hotspot. Hotspot is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 4 cap points running from west to east. The A and B cap are on the left, C is in the center, and D is on the right. In this setting, the spawn points for the teams have been moved from a central position to a position located on the 7-8 line. Cap A and B on the left will provide a challenge for even the most skilled of teams. While an island provides for an easy ability to take one's home cap, the small amount of water that separates the caps enables the smallest misstep to be massively exploited. Teams that lose a ship out here will quickly find themselves fighting for only half the map. In the center, Cap C provides a variety of ways in and out for ships and can draw in a destroyer player like bees to honey. However, the 4 islands surrounding the cap provide a multitude of ways for a radar cruiser to ambush an unsuspecting DD. Cap D on the right provides a new and unique experience for teams. Moved from within the islands to the west, the D cap now has no island cover. Teams will have to execute any plays for the cap with an extreme amount of caution, as once lost, the cap will be a significant challenge to retake. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Hotspot.
Hotspot. Spot of hotness. You get that. Alright, well, let's have a look at the training room, see what other players are doing. Apparently Marcelo got randomly DC'd during that game. Question about the mystery drops. There are issues with it. You should be credited within the week as long as you claim it today. There's some issues with it. I'm not entirely sure what the issue is, but that's, you know, what I've been told. Like, they like, it works, but you might not be credited yet. Anyway. Anyway. We're dropping game number 2. So, here we are on hotspot for game 2 of our grand final of King of the Sea 18 EU. Green team on the spawn will be TWA running Bungo, San Martin, Moscow, Utrecht, Gearing, Summers, Gdansk. Meanwhile, in red, MOYAI in the southern spawn running Bungo, Rhode Island, Des Moines, Minotaur, Summers, Khabarovsk, Ragnar. So let's have a look at these builds. You got Dazzle, Summers with Swift and Silence, no RPF. San Martin, outnumbered, RPF. Gearing for Vile. Legmod, Dazzle, RPF, no Superintendent. Moskva of Point, Legmod, and Top Grade Gunner. Gdansk, AFT, RPF. We got the Mokba, Legmod, Top Grade Gunner, Utrecht, Heavy HE, not IFHE, Heavy HE, with Airstrike Mod in slot 4. Then we've got the Bungo of a Snackman, doing the Bungo things. Both Bungo's doing the Bungo things. We do the Bungo things. Anyway, a little bit of stutters there. Alright, Summers for MOYAI, gonna be running again, Dazzle RPF. Superintendent, we got Des Moines. Legmod, no survivability expert, outnumbered and top grade gunner though. Bungo, heavy AP. Minotaur for Philippoulos. There's going to be a radar Minotaur running outnumbered RPF. Zill's Minotaur is RPF with no outnumbered though. And taking the consumable cooldown duration. Rhode Island, heavy AP. Khabarovsk is going to be Rudder Mod in slot 5, Superintendent and AFT. Obviously running the heal. Got the Summers, Dazzle, blah blah blah, and then finally there was a Ragnar there. AFT, Superintendent. Right, initial deployments. Heading over here, we have the Summers, just by himself, by the look of it. We have the Moscow manning this position. Bungo can potentially go around. Gdansk go for the other contest, or does he meet up here? Gearing smokes this Moscow into position, and then I guess he's going to be contesting C. You've got Utrecht here. It's going to be joining the Gdansk in his smoke, most likely. Sam Martin is a solo kite. Bungo hovering here. Meanwhile, in red, MOYAI. Rhode Island pushing around the outside. Someone's dropping an early smoke. Minotaur will head into that once you know the radar's clear from the Moskva. Khabarovsk looking to get involved in any initial gunfighting because he has that 50mm belt, which the Gdansk can't pen. He got the Ragnar of his own, going to be sent manning up the stuff to try and get damage down on the gearing or whatever. And Minotaur joins this and does whatever. Bungo here shoots their stuff. And the Des Moines and Summers should be able to make their way up there quite happily. Of course, the rest of the battle. So let's take a look at how much damage these things have been taking. Yeah, Susi Sufari Hoshimash. He's alive. Lost 75% of his HP, but he's alive. And he got his smoke down. The question is, what else can he get out of this? All of his torpedoes are going to whiff because the Moscow's in the cubbyhole. Vile getting a little bit tickled in return as the Minotaur for MOYAI gets finally into his smoke. And they will be able to take C with this and start farming on the Moskva, the Van Leyton, who is going to be in the smoke screen for a while. Radar comes out from the Gdansk, but they won't be finding anything. Not going to be able to get those resets. MOYAI with a cap advantage. And should be able to take the Delta cap as well here. As it stands, MOYAI 2 caps to 1. 3 caps to 1 in a couple of seconds here. And we'll be taking points on TWA. The question is, can they contain TWA's pushes? And where will this push come? Gearing, re-smoking, and light tongues Moskva. Moskva pushes forward. We'll be finding the Ragnar. More importantly, what will these torpedoes be finding? Will they find a vial? Will they find a vial? Who knows? They won't find a vial. But vial will be able to find the C cap. Kind of being bullied down on the one lane here, but nothing really worth writing home about again. Well, TWA neutralized the caps to 2-2. Forward onto Dunn, caught on the map border in a Minotaur radar. Going to take a little bit of damage from the Khabarovsk, Rhode Island himself. Actually, yeah, there's a big chunk of damage there. He's caught on the border as well. It's actually a lot more damage than I was expecting coming in on him. Gets out of the Minotaur's radar. Still taking a bit more damage though. Oh, down to 700 to 300 health. A nice pick on the forward on the Dawn. MOYAI getting a kill. So they're up 160 points in one ship so far. Summer's going to be smoking the Ragnar and Minotaur back towards the B cap. They are going to be finding the gearing of Vile in there. Gdansk pops his own radar. We'll be finding the Summers. Summers might go down here. Summers very likely to go down here. Not sure if they're going to be able to get the DPM advantage back. Summers dodging. Summers survives. Blind Fire still potentially coming in. Blind Fire comes in, does not connect. Minotaur radar follow-up is... well, they're in the cap. Moskva has a radar available now, which will spot the Minotaur and Ragnar. Yeah, Bungo looking for this shot most likely. Yeah, they get out. They don't retake the cap or anything like that. Kenny Mod is going to be airstriking his way through this Minotaur as much as he can, trying to dislodge this. The more airstrikes come in, the longer the Minotaur can't sustain it all, and then the Moskva will be able to push around. Unless the Kebab goes for a YOLO before then. Is Kebab going for a YOLO? We may be seeing Kebab YOLO. We are definitely seeing Kebab YOLO, right? He's going to take so much damage from the Utrecht on the way around, though. Is he bailing on the YOLO? He's bailing on the YOLO. He's not going to make it. So they're just switching fire onto the Utrecht. Bungo shots from downtown towards the reversed Moskva were called out. Cabbage is going to have to continue reversing here. Rhode Island looking for the kiting Utrecht, with Utrecht's just sitting there like shooting at the last known of the Khabarovsk. Torpedoes towards the Ragnar. Inherently underpowered. Minotaur picks up... Snackman died? Did he get torped? He just got farmed by the Des Moines and Ragnar. He just got farmed in here. 2 kill advantage currently for MOYAI. 2 caps to 2. Up 270 points. Well, here comes the push. TWA muscling forward with practically everything right now. Bungo, Utrecht, Moskva. Moskva coming around the corner, maybe? Yeah, everything going to be focusing on Azil's Minotaur right now. Including Bungo salvos.
The enemy is about to win.
So TWA are going to be mustering their way into the B cap now. They need it, and they need it now. Zil gets dogged, but the Moskva radar comes out now. We expect to see Bungo salvos heading towards Zil, trying to pop him. Khabarovsk running into Gearing and Gdansk, but they don't really pen him. Moscow does, though. Well, depending on the angle that he's at, Khabarovsk actually does take damage on the superstructure, the bow... Well, not the bow, the stern, the superstructure. And he's going to be going down to the Moskva.
The enemy is about
That
to
gives
win.
the TWA a bit of breathing room to pull this game back. They are going to be able to park themselves into the B cap now with their Moskva and Bungo. Ragnar of Source getting very low there. Still some residual shells coming in. Some residual shells coming into Rhode Island as well. Kavatop's not going to connect on the gearing. Barring a miracle. But, as it stands, MOYAI win on one cap in 1 minute 13. And MOYAI recognise this and are kiting. The only way for TWA to win is to somehow make it into D or find kills. The Mine Raider comes out. San Martin of KotS opens up. All of MOYAI just running for the map border, knowing that they just need to not die to win this game in 30 seconds. Minotaur is spotted. Rhode Island is spotted. KotS is forced to push into that on his own to try and block for as long as possible. This is all while the TWA can find a kill onto this Rhode Island. And Rhode Island goes down to a bungo salvo. And TWA have blocked D. Can they get the kill back onto KotS? They have 20 seconds to get this kill back onto KotS. They need the kill. They need it right now. KotS goes down. Score timer, please update. Score timer, please update. Okay, TWA are winning. TWA win. Raider comes out from the Minotaur. They're going to try and get this gearing right now. If they get the gearing kill, then that's them winning. They need to open up with everything. They need everything to open up right now. They need this kill on this gearing. If the Brazil goes down on the Minotaur, that's it. Let's go and it. TWA, how do you do these things? What the fuck? TWA, what the fuck? What the fuck, TWA? Snatching fucking victory from the jaws of defeat. This is the amusing part where I'm 5 minutes in the future from all of you guys. I know what just happened. You guys are all just like, oh yeah, GG, this is over, this is over. Reminder, your mystery drop. For watching this weekend is all on here. Yes, back to the best of 5, and what the fuck was that, man? Next map, Land of Fire. Go have a map intro video while I try and process what the fuck I just saw.
At the extreme southern tip of South America lies an archipelago rich in history and diversity. Soon, these storied waters will play host to a heroic clash between opposing forces, and the region will live up to its name. This is Land of Fire. Land of Fire is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 4 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and the C and D caps are on the right. To the west, the A cap has been shifted eastward, providing a significantly more open cap than before. It is common to see ships parked on the island on the west edge of the cap in order to deny the flank push, while also preventing an easy capture by enemy destroyers. Islands to the north and south also provide a safer but less rewarding place for radar cruisers to sit and defend the cap. Cap B in the center is wide open with plenty of ways in and out, and is initially the purview of competing destroyers. Teams will have to evaluate if it is worth smoking a cruiser to the island to the west of B in order to provide radar and hydro coverage. If combat shifts to an east-west axis, it's common to see some spectacular mid- and late-game pushes through the center of the map. On the right, Caps C and D provide a tempting and risky choice for teams. Fast destroyers will typically take the home caps early, giving the teams the option of pushing a battleship down the 9 or 10 line to gain complete control over the eastern portion of the map. However, teams must always be wary of the multitude of islands that provide cover and ambush opportunities for a daring team. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Land of Fire.
Nope. Just a message from Zill in the train, from Vile in the training room. Apparently, during the end of that, he's just like busy staring at score timer and just nearly ran into Zill and died. So yeah, that would be a bit of a donation, wouldn't it? My stomach is upset. Like very upset. You guys can't hear that. Oh. Bear back. Not a happy stomach. Not a happy stomach. Not a happy stomach. Anyway, here we are. Game number 3, EU Finals. TWA 2-0 advantage. Win this game, win EU King of the Sea. Green team, the Northern Spawn. Bungo, Rhode Island, Salem, Moscow, Utrecht, Summers, Khabarovsk, Gdansk, Ragnar. Red team, MOYAI, fighting for, well, the beginning of a reverse sweep is their only hope. Bungo, Rhode Island, Moscow, Minotaur, Khabarovsk, Gdansk, Ragnar.
Battle starts.
Let's go look at some builds. Forward into dawn with the Ragnar. Fearless, Superintendent, no AFT. Khabarovsk, Rodamod, AFT, RPF. Gdansk, AFT, RPF. Got the Summers, Dazzle, Swift and Silence, no RPF. Utrecht, Demolition Expert, Heavy HE, Airstrike Mode Slot 4, Slot 2 Talent, or Tier 2 Talent. Salem is going to be Radar Salem, Reload Mod, Outnumbered, Top Grade Gunner, no Superintendent, Slightly Expert, take him though. Bungo, Snackman, no Heavy AP. Rhode Island of Angelstone, again, no Heavy AP. Let's have a look at the red team builds, what we can catch fast enough anyway. Zill, Superintendent, AFT. No preventive maintenance on his Ragnar. Markvar, Leg Mod, Top Grade Gunner. Minotaur, Philippilis, Radar. No Survivability Expert, Outnumbered, RPF. Heavy AP, Bungo, MOYAI. Rhode Island, Heavy AP, Rhode Island, Moskva, Brody, Top Grade Gunner, Leg Mod, Gdansk, AFT, no RPF, Superintendent, Khabarovsk, Rodamod, AFT, Superintendent, Ragnar, AFT, Superintendent. Right, initial deployments. Heading over to A for TWA, we have this Summers going deep down here, laying a smoke for his Utrecht. Rhode Island will be radar support. We have the Gdansk smoke for this Moskva. It's a bait currently, he's not actually laying it right now. They're expecting the counter radar push kind of thing to just like them to commit a radar and then to collapse on it. Ragnar contesting here, Salem heading around here, Bungo hovering here, Kaba going for the early cop and then just like spotting down here. Meanwhile in red, Rag, early contest, Minotaur in behind him. That's a very dangerous spot for that Minotaur. Bungo here, Moskva plays the radar position. Mokba here, and then we have Gdansk, Ragnar, Kaba, Wolfpack with Rhode Island in support. You know, the bait smoke of all bait smokes here. And now online goes. Okay, Toji for MOYAI drops the Moscow radar. Spots the Ragnar contesting. Ragnar leaves. That's going to tell Anlai to hold off, but actually Anlai's just spotted on the approach now. Bungo's already shot though, so Anlai's not really in too much of danger. No torpedoes coming inbound. He should be able to make it to his island happily. Well, there was a Moscow salvo, didn't really do much though. Dink. Donk. Alright, Anlai pops his own radar. We'll be finding the location of Moskva, Minotaur, Ragnar. Let's see, where's the Rhode Island position? Has he got a nice little angle on this Minotaur or not? Not really, no. There's an entire island in the way. Well, here comes whatever's happening over here. MOYAI with a 3-man contest here. Looking for the cover, but the cover's just going to hide around the island. Solitude. Big chunk on a Solly in his cover. Ragnar going to be contesting that. TWA now going to contest B. Don't think we can deny that. Well, cover on cover violence. Solly switches the AP, gets full pens on that cover belt. Oh, oh, look at those chunks into sauce. And there are still the cover torps inbound too. Remember, cover torps are the stealthiest torpedoes in the game. With, like, the lowest reaction time possible. So it's going to be like, I don't think he launched torps. I think I'm fine. And then he's going to realize that he's really not fine. Really not fine. 1-for-1 trade, cover on cover violence. But that is going to allow MOYAI to contest C here. Kinemod is going to be the only thing holding back this push force. 2 caps to 2, home caps taken for MOYAI, contest caps taken for TWA. Moskva Fushi, however, has he's chosen a dangerous island. He's chosen a very dangerous island. There is an Utrecht in the game, somewhere. Utrecht's all the way over there, he's fine for now. Radar out from the Salem of Kinemod. What happened to Kinemod's health? Oh, he got Rhode Island in the face, okay, most likely. Yeah, Kinemod getting Rhode Islanded. Not fun, not fun. He's about to get Rhode Islanded again. Toji and the Moskva is getting farmed out by the Ragnar of Forward Unto Dawn and the Gdansk of Sakiko. Get a bit of damage back into them, but yeah. Gdansk comes out, spots the Gdansk and Ragnar. Also spots the Salem. Salem actually have a spot he can shoot over here. Yeah, he does. He's getting farming on the Moskva. Dirty little angle there, isn't it? Ragnar burns out the Moskva though. Moskva comes out. Finds those 2 DDs being pesky over there again. But the Rhode Island's going to be working his way towards Kinemod soon. Points currently in favour of TWA. We're out from the Moskva of Anlai, just looking to see what he can find, and, well, it's not much, apparently. Forward and Dawn's Ragnar radar. Well, and the Minotaur. Loads of radars being popped over there. Gdansk of MOYAI looks to be the focus target. Yeah, big chunk into him there, down to 5,700. Well, the onus is on MOYAI to make the plays. They are down 100 points. The Rhode Island's still not being able to dislodge Kinnymod. Well, I'm even busy playing with the destroyers by the look of it. We're a little bit busy playing with the destroyers instead. Sakiko forced to smoke there, taking a little bit of damage from the Philippolis Minotaur, but here come the Utrecht airstrikes. Minotaur not going to enjoy those too much. Yeah, that's a chunk. That's a chunk. Ragnar and Ragnar violence in the gap. He has forward into Dawn, makes his match with Hoshi. It should be a dead rag. Unless he can reverse back out, but I don't think he can. Forward into Dawn being popped. But Philippolis' Minotaur looks like he might also get popped as the next airstrike is coming in, along with the load of damage coming in from the Summers, and Gdansk got a gunboating. Ragnar and Salem proxy spotting each other through the island. Analyze Moscow is getting involved, shooting at the Ragnar. Salem does have a radar already, so we can keep him lit on the way out too. Two minutes left on the clock till the TWA victory. There's that Salem radar. He finds the Ragnar. Finds the Rhode Island too. Someone's making a play over here. Might be going for the contest on the sea. Has a Gdansk in support too. Kinnymod now going to be the focus of both the Salem and Rhode Island. MOYAI's bungo might be need to make a beeline towards B. Or he's looking to take pot shots at Kinnymod. Not going to find him. MOYAI kind of getting bottled back up here. He's not going to be able to get the kill on Kinnymod very easily. Salem pops his heal, gets his DCP back as well. Going to be healing all that damage back up. Ragnar Raider comes out. How long has this bungo been there? We're already taking tops in the Moscow and also taking a double airstrike now too. And 18 seconds left on the clock to the TWA win, and MOYAI just not in a position to contest or kill anything right now. And with this looks like it might just be yet another EU King of the Sea victory for TWA. Congratulations, you're winners of King of the Sea 18 EU TWA, advancing to internationals with the #1 seed.